What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Mastering the Basics, helping you have a healthier, happier, more successful life. And in today's video, we're going to talk about 6 steps to build your faith. Cue the intro.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
And before we start this video, I just want to say that I am an amateur when it comes to the Bible, but I simply just want to share with you this message that I heard today in church that I highly believe a lot of us need to hear and a lot of us need to apply to our lives, including myself, when it comes to building our faith. Now, God is willing to do great things for us, but we must first believe, and then we will see those things come to life. So sometimes we hear God talking to us, but then we never improve our faith in Him because we don't obey or we don't listen to what He's telling us to do. See, but the reality is that God wants us to grow. God wants us to improve. God wants us to live a healthier, happier, more successful life. There is no doubt about it. See, and God also knows that faith is like a muscle, and we must exercise our faith. So here it is, the 6 steps by which God builds our faith. So phase 1 of the 6 steps to increasing your faith is having a dream. He refers to this phase as the beginning. So in this phase, God gives you an idea, a calling, a mission, something that you feel that God has put in your heart for you to accomplish. And sometimes this idea, this goal, this vision, this dream, it's so big that you can't even figure out how you're going to make it happen. And sometimes it is so big you can't even explain it. And those are some of the best goals and some of the best dreams where they are so big that you can't even begin to explain it to other people. And that's okay. It's not a bad thing that the dream is so big that you can't even figure out how to accomplish it, because that's where faith comes in. That's where God comes in and fills the gaps. You just have to trust Him and trust the process. And you must believe that God has a fulfilling, abundant life for you. Therefore, you must believe and have faith in Him and trust His words and trust His message and trust His idea and His dream so that He can deliver it for you later on. But until you completely believe the dream, the idea, the goal that He's putting in your heart, it will always be out of reach. You will never be able to touch it if you don't believe it. And we move to phase number 2. This is the decision, the moment. So after you believe that God gave you that idea, that mission, that dream, you have to accept it. You have to make that decision. You have to have this moment where you say, God, I hear you, and I will follow through with what you want me to do. So after you make this decision, after you accept it, you 100% believe that God is telling you to do this, and you have accepted it, you have to also accept something else. And that is that this is going to cost you. It's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you energy, money, your reputation. And for some individuals, this might even cost them their life. So that is phase 2, making the decision and accepting the idea, the gift, or the dream that God placed in your heart. Phase 3, the delay, the wait. And oh, how we love to wait, especially in a society where everything is instant, everything is so fast paced. I mean, you can transfer money to your bank account within seconds. We used to have to mail a letter to talk to someone that was not in our neighborhood. Now we just send a text, and if the text takes longer than 10 seconds, we're flipping out about it. So phase 3, the delay. In order to increase our faith, we must wait. We must practice patience and wait. Waiting does not mean waiting passively. And this is something that the pastor did not speak of, but this is something where I add my own 2 cents to it. I'm pretty sure when God tells us to wait, He does not mean just sit there and wait. I'm pretty sure He means wait patiently and faithfully, but also get to work. There's going to be things you're going to need to do in order for you to be able to later on accept this blessing, this gift, this amazing, beautiful thing that God has planned for you. See, the farmer goes out, prepares the terrain, plants the seeds and then he waits. But he just doesn't plant the seeds and walk away, because otherwise the seeds might not get enough water, weeds might grow and overtake the garden. The farmer has to wait actively, which means he has to go out and still take care of these seeds until eventually he can go out and collect the harvest. So far we covered 3 phases, 3 steps. Step number 1, hear the dream, hear the voice, hear the calling. Step number 2, accept it and 100% believe that it comes from God. Have faith. And then step number 3, the wait. You must wait, be patient, and display faith in the process. Now, phase number 4, what he refers to as the difficulty and the stretch. In this phase, your faith gets tested. Now, difficult circumstances will arise in this phase, and you'll be put to the challenge, and that is because the enemy does not want you to get through all these phases, because then your faith will increase in God. You will have a higher belief for the Lord. So critics will appear, people will try to convince you that you're wasting your time, or that it is stupid, or that you have no business doing what you're doing because you have no experience, just like me trying to make these YouTube videos. So you will experience difficulties and challenges, but have faith. Trust the process, but more importantly, trust God. See, anyone can have faith and believe in God and Jesus during the most beautiful, amazing times of their life. But when they're facing their biggest adversity, that is when their faith will get tested. That is when they'll be challenged the most in how they behave and how they tackle those circumstances, and those challenges will greatly dictate how their faith either increases or diminishes. Step number 5 is a dead end. This is the test. This is the phase when you have your back against the wall, when you have no more in you, when the tank is almost empty, when you feel like you have tried and you have given everything that you got and somehow nothing is happening. Everything will seem impossible. Everything will seem even pointless, but this is part of the process, and it is designed to help you trust. Trust God, not trust yourself. See, when we have reached this dead end, when we have reached this absolute obstacle where it just seems 100% impossible, this is where God tests your faith. This is where he wants you to show him that you 100% believe in him. And if you do, he will show up and he will rescue you from this thing which it seems completely impossible to you. So that takes us to the last and final phase, phase 6. And this is the deliverance, what the pastor refers to as the miracle. And this is the phase where you win. This is where this idea that God placed in your heart and you believe in it and you waited and you went through the hard times and you gave it your all and you persisted and you told him, God, I can't do this unless you help me, and you gave it your all. This is where that idea comes to life. And now because you heard from God and you made a decision and accepted that idea, that goal, that dream, that vision, and you waited and remained faithful through the difficult times to the point you hit a dead end, yet you never gave up, you never surrendered, and you always display faith, and you believe more importantly in God, then he delivered for you. So again, let's summarize real quick what we talked about, the 6 steps to build your faith. Step number 1, have a dream, accept it, hear what God is speaking to you to do, what you feel called to, what in your heart you know you're meant to do, and accept it. Step number 2, make that decision that that's what you're going to do because you 100% believe God's telling you to do it. Step number 3, the delay process. You must be patient, you must wait, but wait actively, not passively. Step number 4, you're going to encounter difficult times, but you must not give up. You must fight the enemy, give it your all, and stick through the process. Have faith that God will get you through. Step number 5, phase 5, you are going to run into a dead end. You're going to put yourself with your back against the wall and swords all around you, but you will not surrender because you know that God is coming to save you. You know that your faith in him is going to pay. You just have to hang in there. Phase Step number 6, deliverance. Thoughts become things. Thoughts become a reality. Everything that you did, all your time, all your effort, all the energy, all the money, all the training, all the sweat, all the tears, everything starts paying off. And God shows you that when you put things in His hand, He delivers because you display faith for Him. And now that you've developed this strong faith, now that you've developed this stronger connection to God, you can begin to speak to God in greater ways. You can begin to even start creating bigger things in your life because you have this faith that you can hold on to. And through this faith in God, you know that anything that you work to and you put your mind and you accept and you believe that God wants you to do that, you will accomplish it. All right, guys, that is the 6 steps to increasing your faith. I learned that today. It is not something that I'm preaching to you. It is simply a message that I learned and that I feel that other people should hear. Those are the 6 phases that you go through when you're trying to accomplish something that you believe that God put in your life. And like I said, this is something that I am struggling with because I highly believe that God wants me to help other people. And I have a hard time with this, and I moved to YouTube to try to spread a message of positivity, of how to improve your life through personal development and self-mastery. And that's because through this process, I've actually gotten to know God. And there's a whole long story about this, perhaps for another video, but I just wanted to let you know. This is something that touched my heart, and I believe that perhaps other people need to hear. So I hope this message was helpful for you, and if you did like it, if you did enjoy it, if you did find something out of it that you thought was good and you needed to hear, or if you simply just want to support me so that these videos can get out there and other people can start seeing them, then give the video a like, give the video a share, leave a message. And before we head out, I want to do a roll call. So if you're still watching the video, drop a comment in the comment section so that I know who is supporting us. I invite you to become a part of this community. I invite you to become a part of the movement. And remember, your healthier, happier, more successful life starts with mastering the basics. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Peace.